Yeah.
Usually by the time we hit the second dimension or sphere, we're starting to really engage our desire. Now, on the divine love path, there are two primary desires. What are they? God and who? Self, which is two together, isn't it? Okay, so if you've yet on the divine love path, if you've yet to engage God completely, right, then you might be, and this is what we find a lot of people doing. They're talking about emotions and they're talking about feelings a lot, but we don't feel them or see them talking about God very much in their relationship with God. They're not as interested in their relationship with God than they are as interested in their relationship with their family or a relationship with their children or their relationship with their partner or so forth. Well, on the divine love path, it's the narrow way that leads to life, and it begins with a passion for God. So if we're not having a passion for God, in other words, remember our other part of our discussion Saturday where we talked about getting to know God and how to engage the process of getting to know God. Many have yet to really begin that process in a very positive and logical manner. And the truth is, when you're on the divine love path, you're really now engaging your desires in these two positive ways. One is you really want to get to know God, and second is you really want to get to know yourself. Self meaning not just myself, but the other half of myself too. I want to get to know them as well. I want to feel our qualities, feel our nature, and feel what our passions and desires are. You follow?
And if you think about it, they're the two most fulfilling relationships you're ever going to have. The one with God, you're guaranteed this beautiful love connection, and your soulmate and yourself are the expressions that God has created for your soul, and created the perfect partner for you in that place. So.
Now, can I also point out, though, that there are natural love things that you will also have to learn in this process to make those transitions. So there are areas in the natural love side of things to make the transition that we need to learn. One of them is the issue of morality. Now, I don't just mean morality in terms of sexual morality. I mean morality in all of its possible forms, what you would classify as the term of ethics. Right? In terms of what is ethical, what is not ethical. Now, on the natural love path, we think of ethics. We think of ethics. On the divine love path, we have the ethic enter our soul, right? Where it transforms our feelings. Now, one ethic that we've been presenting to you is our attitude towards other creations of God. This is a moral issue. So a moral issue is something like, what do I eat? Is a moral issue. It's not an issue of taste, actually, from God's perspective. It's an issue of morality. Now, on the natural love path, many people, by the time they enter the second sphere on the natural love path, they become a vegetarian. They don't do it necessarily because of moral issues. They do it because they want a better connection with their spirit mates, or they want a better connection with, or the natural love path they're following, like Buddhism says that you should do it, or some of the New Age processes say you should do it.
It's better for the energy in your body.
It's better for the energy in your body. You know, they have all these different justifications of doing it. On the divine love path, we're only interested in one, and that is what's loving. Is it loving to continue to eat meat, for example? That is a moral issue.
And I see people falling down in this area of morality when they listen to these teachings, they go, well, it's my desire to be with this other person.
I'm married with this person.
I've been married to this person for 20 years. I haven't really tried to talk about the changes that I'm going through or really tried to enter a space of love with this person, but I'm quite attracted to that other person. And because I should have my desires, God says I should, I can ignore the whole life that and commitment that I've made to this person because it's just a desire and I'm allowed to. Now, do you think that person is operating in the second sphere? No. And like the issue Fab raised earlier, I've got a mortgage. Well, but I desire to move somewhere else. So I'll just forget about that.
Leave the lawyers to care, bankruptcy.
Yep, bankruptcy. Now that's not a very morally loving thing to do, is it? Because I'm not taking responsibility.
Particularly if I have the means to pay the mortgage.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. But I have a responsibility to honour what the choices that I've made in the past. That's actually how I get closer to God, by working through those things emotionally. So a lot of people go, oh, it's all about desire, I can have my desires, and they forget all about this issue of morality.
Another area of morality. If you know that somebody has a certain injury, and if you manipulate that injury, you'll be able to get something from them, and then you take the course of action where you do manipulate their injury to get that thing from them, do you think that's a very moral or ethical choice? No. See, wouldn't you, if you loved them? So if I knew Mary had an injury where she was petrified of somebody, you know, let's say she's petrified of Igor, dreadlocks are out, man. Mary's just petrified of them, right? So if I then manipulate Mary's fear, because I know that I can, and to get her to do something that she wouldn't otherwise do, then I, even though she has this fear, I am now out of harmony with a moral issue. I'm not treating her ethically.
Yeah.
Right?
I've heard a really classic one. Yeah, so I'm in a bit of financial trouble and I called my mum. And in the course of speaking, she did offer me $20,000. And I know it's really my desire, and it's a good law of attraction,
and
right?
I don't
isn't
like
it?
my mum very much.
I completely avoided truth in the conversation with my mum, and I do know she does have this injury about always bailing me out. But, this is the subtext. But it's a good law of attraction. I'm out of debt now. How is that a moral thing?
You just got into debt with your mother, which you were already probably in debt with emotionally for many years prior.
So I'm definitely ignoring a lot of moral issues.
Now, when we deal with these issues emotionally, so for example, when we deal with the issue of the mortgage emotionally, you will find there will be opportunities come up to resolve the issue in harmony with love rather than out of harmony with love. Now, a person on the divine love path wants to resolve every issue harmonious with love. That doesn't mean that they will do everything everybody else wants. In fact, it's probably highly unlikely they'll do everything everybody else wants. However, they will want to do it in a loving manner that engages morality, that engages truth, desire, but also doesn't operate out of fear.
It might scare them doing it.
Yeah, they're not going to be dominated by that fear, remember. So can you see the first three dimensions and the different transitions that occur?